In your exam, you need to understand the link between exercise, diet, work and rest, and be able to explain what makes a balanced diet. A balanced diet means eating a variety of foods from all the different food groups in the correct proportions. The Eat Well Plate is a good example of what food types you should be eating and what proportion, showing you a good correct balance. If we don't eat a variety of foods in the correct proportions, we will not get all the macronutrients and micronutrients we need to make up a balanced diet. It is really important to note a diet is defined as what you eat on a day-to-day basis. This should not be confused with being on a diet. You need a balance of food from the different groups and a variety from within each group. A good example of this is eating 5 a day. However, it is important to eat a variety within this group, so we get the necessary range of nutrients. This is why eating 5 apples will only count as 1 of your 5 a day. Although we need a balanced diet, the quantity we need, the input, relates to how much exercise we do, the output. Health problems can occur if we eat too much in relation to the amount of activity we do. Therefore we can become overweight. Or if we eat too little in relation to the amount of activity we do, we can become underweight. The next thing we need to understand is what is a nutrient. A nutrient is something that gives nourishment to the body. In your exam, you will need to know information about macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients is what we need in large quantities. Micronutrients are what we need to have in small quantities. Over the next 2 slides, I'll demonstrate what each mean. Macronutrients are really important in our diet. We need to have these in large quantities. We need macronutrients in large quantities as they're important for energy, growth and repair. The 3 main macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Examples of carbohydrates are bread, pasta and potatoes. Carbohydrates should be eaten in greater quantities than the other macronutrients. Carbohydrates provide us with energy for use in aerobic and anaerobic activities. Examples of fats are stored in butter, oil, fatty meats and fried foods. Fats should form the smallest percentage of macronutrients in the diet. Fats provide us with energy but should be eaten in moderation. They are easily stored in the body and can lead to weight gain. That's why it's really important that we eat such a small percentage of this macronutrient. Proteins are contained in cheese, milk, eggs, lean meats and fish. Proteins are mainly used for growth and repair. However, it can produce energy, but this isn't their main function. Athletes and performers use protein to aid muscle growth after a period of weight training, such as hypertrophy, where it can build muscle tissues and aids repair. Micronutrients need to be eaten in small quantities. The body cannot regularly store these, so it's really important that we eat a fresh supply of these throughout the day, every day. Vitamins and minerals are really important. They help the immune system, such as keeping you healthy and free from colds. And we get vitamins from fruit and vegetables. We get minerals from meats and vegetables. I'm going to provide you now with 2 micronutrients that you need to take note of. Vitamin D is found in dairy foods such as milk, cheese and eggs, and it helps the body absorb the mineral calcium. The mineral calcium is found in foods such as milk and other dairy products. One of the functions is to help keep our bones strong. Water and fibre are two other important micronutrients. These are important components of a healthy, balanced diet. Water prevents dehydration, and we get these from liquids and most of our foods, and fibre aids the digestive system and is found in foods such as cereals, vegetables and nuts. You need to eat to provide energy for exercise. However, when you eat in relation to when you exercise is really important. Dietitians work with top athletes to help them calculate what to eat and when to eat it, so they get optimal energy levels for performance. Generally, a full-size meal should be eaten 2 hours before exercising. It can take up to 4 hours to fully digest a large meal. The bigger the meal, the longer it will take to digest. Timing is extremely important. The digestive system breaks down the food we eat into smaller components. We then can eat these smaller components are used to provide energy. If digestion is not complete, we may not have the required amount of energy we need. Undigested food that remains in the stomach during exercise can cause discomfort and even lead you to be feeling sick or actually being sick. Carbo loading refers to a system most commonly used by endurance athletes, such as marathon runners, 5k, 10k. This system was designed to make maximum use of carbohydrates. I'm going to give you an example of a marathon runner. For example, a marathon runner would use carbo loading if their marathon was on a Friday. What they would do, on the Sunday, they would go for a very long run, about 20 miles. Obviously, running 20 miles would deplete a lot of the energy from the athlete. Monday and Tuesday, they will eat a low carbohydrate diet, which is mainly made up of a lot of protein. This will then starve the body of carbohydrate. So when it comes to Wednesday and Thursday, the body will make sure when they have a high carbohydrate diet, it will store all the necessary carbohydrates. Therefore, for the performance on Friday, they'll have excess carbohydrates and none of it will be wasted. Blood shunting is where the blood is redistributed to where it's needed. When you eat, blood is sent to the small intestine to help collect all the energy and nutrients from the small intestine. When you start exercising, it can cause a conflict between the two, as the muscles that are exercising will need increased oxygen. So therefore, that's why we need to think about the timing of when we eat our teas and dinners, as it can have a detrimental effect on our performance. Therefore, it's really important to make sure digestion is complete before taking part in exercise, as the blood is shunted, basically redistributed from the inactive areas to the areas that is needed to supply more oxygen. A good idea for revision is to re-watch this video, pausing it at any point that you think you can make an important note or something you're not sure of. And if you have any questions on anything you've seen, why don't you follow @PE on Twitter, where you can direct message or tweet the PE department at Ilfracombe, and we will answer any of your questions that you have on any of the subjects covered in this video.